It is that time of year. Hindsight's of memories, especially now, seem to hurt more than other times of the year. Not to minimize any hurtful heart, but the early darkness of the day and Christmas and New Year rituals seem to plague us a little more. I hope I never have to imagine exactly what Rhonda and Mike are going through, but I feel in my heart their despair. I also feel so much pain for Adam's children. I know they are grieving, and it cannot be easy at any time of the year. I just feel so sad for anyone going through this type of loss.
So, if you're having suicidal thoughts or suicidal ideations, I would beg you to please call or text 988 and don't continue to suffer. Again, I know this time of the year it's hard for people who are already maybe stressed or struggling with depression. Um, it's got to be harder just because of the time of the year and everyone else seems to be so happy and go lucky and everything's going well. And just remember also that that's not necessarily true either, but just don't struggle and don't give up. New Year's is coming and or New Year's Day is coming and it's the beginning of a new year. So please don't give up. Just call or text. Just find out what they have to offer you. Find out what they can tell you. Find out that they are a listening ear and that they actually care about what you're going through. So I'm just begging you not to give up and not to struggle and deal with this on your own. So um so when this episode airs, it will be New Year's Eve. And last week's episode aired on Christmas Eve, and I know when I shared on the episode, it would be 2 days before Christmas. So evidently, I can't count. I'm not really sure why I kept thinking it was 2 days before Christmas when it would air, but it was actually Christmas Eve when, last week's episode aired. Um, so we made it through Christmas. And Christmas Eve morning, I was at the gym and I was working out. I was minding my own business. I was trying to get through so I could get out of there. And I happened to look over at a gentleman, just working out over in my peripheral vision. I saw him working out and I just glanced over and he had a shirt on that said Salt Life. And, it immediately hit me. Adam had a hat that he wore a lot that said Salt Life. And I believe he had a shirt as well. I'm not 100% sure about that. But again, it's just like you can't go anywhere or do anything or watch anything on TV or listen to music or anything, it seems like, without something popping in and reminding you of him. Again, you know, he's on my mind all day, off and on all day. So I'm not saying I don't ever think about him and things come up, but it just seems like the moments when I'm actually not thinking about him, able to focus on something else that it comes up. So anyway, fortunately it didn't bring me to tears or anything. It just popped into my head you know, and was able to pop out. And a side note about the gym, I guess a lot of people might be going, how can you be going to the gym and working out and things like that? But truly, the gym is such a stress reliever for me when I'm feeling overwhelmed or stressed or very sad or whatever I may be feeling. Going to the gym really helps me. I can literally feel the stress leaving my body as I'm working out and doing things. So that's just a side note to if you are going through grief and mourning, um, and it just gets to be overwhelming, try to do something physical. It doesn't have to be the gym, it doesn't have to be weights. Just get out and take a brisk walk, just something to get your body moving, and also the hormones and the chemicals that God has placed in our body to naturally help us with that will kick in. And you may feel the stress leaving you. Now it's not going to take away your sadness or your grief, please don't misunderstand me, but it will help with stress and everything like that. So anyway, that's just a side note. So Christmas Eve evening, Madison and Kylie stayed with us. They stayed from Monday through Christmas Day. And so Christmas Eve evening, Madison jokingly said, "Oh, so where's my Christmas present?" So I told her, I said, "You are so much like your dad." And then I told her about how he always wanted to open something on Christmas Eve. I'm pretty sure I shared that in the last episode, so I won't go over that again. But anyway, it was just kind of funny that she was saying that, and just jokingly. But I guess if I'd given it to her, she probably would have opened it. But anyway, so the next morning, when they got up, I did have their gift, as they call it, and I always do a little bit of candy, like for a stocking. But I just wound up putting it in a plastic bag so that they can just take it home with them, and I can keep the stocking. So, but anyway, when they got up, I told them, I said, "Look, Santa came. Here's he left you your Christmas present." I had laid it on the table, and then they kind of thought that was probably silly, but they did at least laugh a little bit. So anyway, Christmas morning, I got up. I was all alone. I got up pretty early. I woke up at like 4:15 or 4:30 and couldn't go back to sleep. So I got up and came in the living room, and was getting ready to read my Bible and my devotional and everything for the day. And it just hit me, and I just started crying. And um, that was my moment of tears. Or moments. It took more than just a moment to be able to stop crying. But I don't know. It just hit me in the silence when it was just me. Mike hadn't gotten up. Madison and Kylie hadn't gotten up. It was just me. And it just, hit me in that moment. Um, and that was when I had my moment of sadness and grief for Christmas morning. God is good. And so David and his wife invited everyone over there. Mike couldn't go because he's still not feeling very well and still doesn't have his strength back and still can't eat. So he didn't go. But me and Madison and Kylie went. And then David and Renee were there, of course. And then their kids were there. And so everyone was there except Nathan and Caleb. But the majority of us were together on Christmas, so that was good. And then of course Chelsea's two little ones, I call them the babies, but they're not babies anymore. But they are so fun. They're so energetic and full of energy and mischief, and they make you laugh. And that helps so tremendously to be able to just laugh and enjoy family, and just have a really good time with everyone. So Christmas wasn't as sad as I was afraid that it was going to be. So I am very thankful for that. I am very thankful for the whole family, and thankful that David and Renee hosted everyone so that we were able to be all together. And then thankful that I didn't have to cook or clean up or do any of that stuff. Because again, I just wasn't feeling it this year. I just wasn't ready to deal with that. So I also wanted to mention, which may sound kind of weird, but um, Emily's mother-in-law came, which I was glad she got to come because she would have been alone. But she actually brought me a gift, which was very kind, very sweet of her. And it's an angel. And I know people are probably thinking, "Oh, angel," and I'm not talking about like where I worship it or pray to it or anything like that. It's glass. Um, and when you turn it on, it lights up from the bottom, and um, there's got to be some kind of a fan or something in there, but it pushes bubbles up, looks like glitter all the way through the bottom of it, and it's just beautiful. And I find it very soothing, just looking at it. So again, I'm not worshiping an angel, I'm not praying to the angel, it's none of that. It's just it happens to be an angel statue, but the glitter and the bubbles, and it's just very soothing. So I'm very thankful for her thoughtfulness, and it's a really pretty gift, and I really appreciate her thinking of me and bringing that. And she also wrote me a very nice text, which I'm not going to read, but just encouraging, and more or less, I think, seeing that there's more behind my surface that I present to everyone. That she said, I present a strong front, I guess, something like that. But it was very nice to know that people can see that there's more going on just what I guess I present on the surface level. But anyway, so that was Christmas morning, and um, again, it wasn't as bad as I expected. And so, of course, when we got home, Christmas afternoon, I was tired from playing with the kids and moving around and being active and everything like that. So, I didn't have a lot of thoughts about Adam the rest of the day, where it made me sad. Again, I think about it all the time, but where it made me very sad. I'm thankful for that. So like I said earlier, this will air on New Year's Eve, and New Year's Eve really doesn't hold a lot of ceremony or celebration for me or for us. We stay home where it's safe. We don't even go out to eat. We just stay home and where it's safe and quiet. And so there's not a lot of emotional attached to that, except that Adam was here and Madison and Kylie were here and they were hanging out with him and, enjoying Christmas Eve with their dad. So that's sad. And, don't know how that's going to go. But also, New Year's Day is the last time that we did something together. Adam, Madison, Kylie, and me went and bowled, and then we went out to eat. And so um, it was fun. We laughed. We made fun of each other. We played. We had a really good time. And um, it's just I don't know how that's going to go because of that event. Because we did go out and we did something and we spent time together. Um, so I'm again not looking forward to that. And I guess maybe during all the first of this first year, um, it's more like not looking forward to what's coming up and not knowing how you're going to feel. That maybe makes it worse than the actual day. I don't know. But anyway, it's just, a lot of thoughts about that. And so now, like, at Madison and Kylie's birthdays, for all the grandkids' birthdays, Mike and I take them out to eat wherever they want to go. And both of them have chosen the restaurant that we went to with Adam on New Year's Day. So now that restaurant even has kind of a special memory or place for us because of that. So I'm thinking that if they're here on New Year's Day, I'm gonna see if they want to go eat at that restaurant. Again, just a memory, just a thought, just trying to get through the first of everything and just see how it goes. So anyway, and then of course a week later he was gone. So I think that plays over my head a lot. Is on the first we did something, we had fun, we played together, we had fun, we laughed, etc. And then exactly 1 week later, he was gone. And I think that's part of the dread of New Year's Day is because the week later is his his when he passed. And I know usually people say the anniversary of their passing, but that just calling it an anniversary seems so sad to me because anniversaries are usually happy, like your wedding anniversary or the anniversary of when you got engaged or the anniversary of your first date, things like that. So it's hard for me to call it the anniversary, but it will be, a week later after New Year's that he was gone. So anyway, more on that obviously after New Year's, because again, this episode will air on the 31st, and then the next episode will air on the 7th, which will be the day before. So the week after will be more telling, I guess, of as to what happened and how everything went and how, I felt on New Year's Day. So anyway, I don't mean to be a downer for people who are trying to celebrate Christmas and New Year's and enjoy and everything, but I did want to say again, if you're struggling with suicidal thoughts or suicidal ideations, to please call or text 988. Don't suffer in silence. Don't go through the next few days thinking that there is no other option, thinking that next year is going to be the same or worse than this year. Don't do that. Please call and get help and talk to someone and find out again what resources are available and how they can help you and what they can do for you. Please don't do this. And again, I know I'm not speaking as a person who is depressed, who's going through depression, who feels that there is no other answer, but I am speaking as a mother of someone who felt that way and who did take their life, who did take that option. And I can tell you it's devastating and it's painful and it's awful. And I just don't want any other family member to ever have to go through that or deal with that. And um, I don't want anyone to take that option either. Not just people you leave behind, but please don't take that choice or that option. It's a permanent answer to something that can be a temporary problem, something that you can get help for, medication and treatment and things. So I'm just begging you not to do that, to please call or text 988 and get the help that you need. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who's listening. And I hope you do have a blessed and happy new year. Thank you.
So, our goal is to let us and others share their feelings out loud. So, please, as always, we encourage you to comment, write in, share your stories, and you can remain anonymous if you so choose. Please let us know your thoughts, feelings, any hindsights, hurts, anger, love, memories that you may have. Visit us every Tuesday for a new release on YouTube at hindsighthurts.com. Email us at hindsighthurts@mail.com. We are also on Instagram, and we have a Facebook page, and we're also on Spotify. Thank you.